Hello everyone, it's Michael from Replica Airguns bringing you a CO2 BB pistol review. Today we're looking at the Gletcher SS 2202. This is the metal slide version. They also have a plastic slide version, but today we're reviewing the metal slide version. Now this is the tabletop review, so there won't be any shooting or any field test, but you can check out my Cybergun SP 2022 review. I'll put a link in here where I've already done a field test shooting review, and the gun actually performed pretty well for me. Feet per second was higher than expected, and accuracy was pretty good. I did my 20-foot out standing test, but even though I was just freestanding, it did get a pretty good group. So when I do my updated field test review for the Gletcher SS 2202, we'll see if we get the same type of FPS and perhaps maybe even a tighter grouping from 30 feet out using that semi-rested position. Alright, this is available in our Canada Replica Airgun store, so check that out over at replicaairguns.ca. Now this is a non-blowback metal and polymer design, so the slide is metal, the magazine's metal, the frame is plastic or polymer. And again, this is the metal slide version, so there is a plastic slide version. The gun will weigh less, of course. The Gletcher SS 2202 uses 12 gram CO2 cartridges, shoots 4.5 millimeter steel BBs, has a 21 round full-size dropout metal magazine, and weighs in at about 1.54 pounds or 700 grams, and it shoots in double action only. It also has a claimed FPS of about 120 meters per second, somewhere around 400 FPS. Hopefully we get a little higher like I did with my other Cybergun version. Now it is a Sig Sauer SP 2022 replica without the licensing. Now there are several versions of this gun. There's the plastic slide, there's the metal slide, there's the KWC version, which is the actual company that makes it. There's the Cybergun version with licensing. And there's even different powered ones. Now back in the day when I did my SP 2022 review, there was a low power version and a high power version. So it will be interesting to see where this gun specs in terms of feet per second. Now it does come in this nice cardboard box here. We'll show you quickly. Gletcher always has nice packaging. They always have this schematic here. You'll get your manual, of course. Take a quick look in here for you. Instructions, how to load it, how to aim it, all that kind of goody stuff. Specifications, technical data, and I think we get into other languages there. Now it also comes with a little tool for helping you load it a little quicker. And of course the Allen key here to adjust the CO2 or to tighten CO2. Okay. Now again, it is made by KWC, and so I'm going to bring in another gun. Both of these guns are actually made by KWC. They're just distributed by two different companies. We have our Gletcher one, which I'm reviewing today, and then we actually have the Cybergun version here, and this is the licensed Sig Sauer SP 2022. But really they're the same gun. I mean, in pretty much every way. Now you'll see that on the barrel here, or sorry, on the slide, the front part of the slide, you'll see KWC on there. That's because KWC makes them. On the Cybergun version, you got this kind of ugly warning information here. On the Gletcher, you don't. So that's kind of nice. So it's not licensed, but you don't have as much of that white, annoying writing. Some people might not like the actual Gletcher writing on here, but it's probably a less than having all that white on that side anyways. But these guns, same magazines, right? You can pretty much use them in each other. It's not a big deal. Full-size metal magazines. Everything's the same. Even this hollowed out hammer on the right side, which I'm not a big fan of, is the same on both guns. Everything's pretty much the same, right? So we'll get this guy out of the picture. I did want to quickly mention, I was rather surprised when I did my field test review for the Cybergun SP 2022. I was supposed to get somewhere in the high 300s, maybe low 400s, but I ended up actually getting an average of about 470 feet per second rating with an 8-shot string through my chronograph. So I did want to mention that, and I am looking forward to doing the field test review for this pistol to see if it gets a similar rating. Alright, so let's do a little bit of a walk around here. We'll start with the right side since we're here already. And here we have SMG Inc. That's basically the Gletcher company, their SMG Inc. KWC is the company that makes it. SMG distributes it. Read manual before use. Serial number there. Okay. No ugly screws or anything on this gun. That's one thing I like about it. You don't have those two-sided sort of, I don't know, put together guns where they're just manufactured with two sides. That kind of annoys me with the screws, but either way. Okay. Let's look at the left side. So we have our Gletcher Military Precision SS 2202, made in Taiwan. Caliber, let's get in there. BB 4.5 millimeter. Okay, there's our safety. This slide catch release doesn't operate at all because the slide doesn't move, and the hammer doesn't even move. Okay, the hammer is just sort of flops around. That's about all it does. But the trigger is quite nice. So watch how quick I could shoot it. One of my finger work. You shoot pretty quick. You do have your magazine release, right? So we'll look at that in a second. But let's just take a look at the gun. Not a lot of ugly seams or the Picatinny rail there. Okay. Trigger is plastic, I'm pretty sure. Hard to tell. Might be metal. Hard to tell. Take a quick look at the magazine. Okay. Load from the top. Using that tool. CO2 release valve. CO2 goes in here. Use the Allen key to tighten it, obviously. Nice weighted magazine. Nice heavy steel or metal. Probably steel parts in there too. No licensing on the grips, but they are the same as the Sig version. Just no branding or licensing there. Okay, let's take a look at the sights. No white dot on the back, but there is a white dot on the front. You do have this ejection port that's kind of open. And you do have the recessed barrel. The trigger actually goes backwards when you pull it. Or sorry, the barrel actually goes backwards when you pull it. Alright, so I'm going to try and attempt to take the slide off at this point. It's not exactly easy, but you pop the magazine out first, and then you push down on here as you go back. Let me just, there it is. Okay, so once you push down and pull back, you can get this all the way back, and then you can bring it forward. Okay, I'll do it just like that. There it is. Okay, so the slide comes off. Pretty cool. See, it's all metal. Got that metal weight to it, nice and heavy. Some stuff in there. You can see it just basically a slide. And this part's quite light. This whole part of the gun is just like a paperweight. Well, not even. Lighter than a paperweight. As light as paper almost. So it's pretty light, but you can see how this action works. The internal hammer. Barrel comes back, goes into the magazine basically, kind of goes right in there as it comes back, and sort of seals it up, and then that hits the CO2 release valve. And that's pretty much all she wrote. You can see how it works. See? Pretty cool, eh? Neat to take these apart and look at it that way. Alright, to put this back on, pretty much opposite direction. And then move it forward. There it is. And you're back on. So it's a little awkward to do it, but it does come off, which is cool. It does allow you to, I guess, technically field strip this pistol. Alright, let's talk a little bit about some of the pros and the cons, and we'll finish up this review. The Gletcher SS 2202 has pretty good weight and a fairly solid feeling gun. With that metal slide, it definitely helps, and that really heavy metal magazine gives the gun good overall weight. Again, it does have that metal slide versus the plastic slide version. And I like the fact that it has that full-size drop-out all-metal magazine, again giving it extra weight and feel. It's also a very accurate replica of the Sig Sauer SP 2022 replica without the licensing though. Now it may have pretty good FPS, fingers crossed here, hopefully it's as good as or close to the Cybergun that I tested out earlier. We'll have to wait and see on that one. It's also pretty affordable, under $100, so if we get good accuracy, good FPS, really good replica, nice overall weight and everything, then that would be a nice gun for the price in my books. And again, I'm pretty impressed with the trigger. Even though it's double action, it's fairly quick and light. so you can get some nice quick shooting with it, quick follow-up shots. Your finger's not going to get super tired trying to shoot this gun. It also has the Picatinny rail for accessories if needed. Couple cons, again, there's no blowback and the slide does not move back and forth, only to take it off really. The hammer does not move at all, and it's kind of cut out on that one side right here, kind of gives it a kind of funny look. And it also doesn't have any adjustable sights, so hopefully when you shoot yours, it's shooting pretty true for you. If it's not shooting dead center for you, then you're just going to have to slightly adjust your sight picture. Alright, that wraps up this review of the Gletcher SS 2202 CO2 BB pistol. Don't forget to come on down to ReplicaAirguns.com where I have articles, reviews, posts, and of course I'll have a written post for this pistol there, along with some nice photos you can check out. I'll put a link in the description of this video so you can find that real easy. Also check out our Canada and US online Replica Airgun stores where we sell air guns, BB guns, pellet guns, airsoft guns, blank guns, knives, and other accessories. And again, this pistol is in our ReplicaAirguns.ca store at this time. So if you're interested in purchasing it, you can do that. Alright, thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.